Hi, I'm Prasanna, and welcome to Enchanting Tales. This is a channel where we talk about books that we love, books that we don't, and everything in between. Today's video is going to be a little different, and you'll see in a bit why. It's not a particularly happy video, but it is a video which focuses on something very important, and I think it's something we all need to talk about. So, yeah, let's get into it. Anyone who knows me is aware of my love for reading fantasy. I'm an avid fan of anything that involves magic. I find it enchanting when authors create mesmerizing worlds and let their imaginations run wild. One such author I've adored for a long time is Neil Gaiman. His book Stardust has been a personal favorite, along with his other celebrated works like Sandman, Good Omens, American Gods, and many more. So, when the news broke a few days ago that he had been accused of sexual assault by two women, I was devastated. What made it even more troubling was that the news was revealed by a little known podcast through a sensationalized 4 part series, seemingly aimed more at shock value than genuine reporting. I immediately shared the news with some close friends who are also big fans of his books. What followed were exclamations of shock, denial, and profound disappointment. We were all deeply dismayed that a man we looked up to, not just as a great writer, but also as a great thinker, could turn out to be an alleged assaulter. In a time when we are starved for idols to look up to, authors like Neil Gaiman help fill that void. And why not? He writes fantastic books, speaks freely about supporting women and their causes, mentors many, and his works continue to entertain and engage generations of readers. But why would such a man do something like this? Well, that's a question I don't intend to delve into. However, this news about Neil Gaiman got me thinking about other authors and heroes who fell from grace due to their actions in their personal lives. The Me Too movement exposed quite a few of them. Notably, Pulitzer Prize winning author Juno Diaz, who was accused by multiple women of sexual harassment and misogynistic behavior, though he was later cleared of all these charges. Then there was also Jay Asher, author of the young adult novel 13 Reasons Why, who was dropped by his literary agent after being accused of harassment online. Anyway, coming back to Neil Gaiman. When I spoke to my friends about it, one of them, who had been a long-time fan of his work, looked at me and said, I guess I'll have to throw away all his books now. Mind you, at this point, the crime has not been proven. While yes, it is important to believe people who speak up about sexual assault, it is equally important to investigate the allegations before labeling someone a criminal. A little detail we have learned to overlook thanks to cancel culture. Juno Diaz would know, despite being cleared of all allegations of sexual assault in 2018, news about him being accused still shows up on the very first page when you search on Google News. It is an undeniable dark cloud that will shadow his career forever. So, what I want to talk about today is the inevitable debate that follows when a hero falls from grace, especially in today's day and age. When something like that happens, should we separate the art from the artist? Or is it the one and the same? Do we dismiss their work that has probably brought us immense pleasure in the past? Or do we simply stop admiring the person behind the work of art? This question becomes particularly pressing when considering authors accused of sexual assault. Do we stop reading their books? Do their actions have no bearing on their writing? Or should their personal conduct impact how we perceive and consume their work? The thing is, art is an integral part of culture, and we, as the audience, give it meaning. The artist creates, but it is the audience that interprets and finds value in the work. Should we judge the art because the artist has made mistakes in their personal life? Can we separate the beauty of the work from the flaws of its creator? On one hand, some argue that the art should be evaluated on its own merits, independent of the personal life of the artist. They suggest that art transcends its creator and belongs to the public, who find their own meanings and connections within it. According to this view, a book, a painting, or a song can inspire, comfort, and educate regardless of the artist's actions outside their craft. On the other hand, others contend that supporting the work of problematic artists implicitly endorses their behavior. By continuing to buy their books or attend their shows, we may be contributing to their power and influence, indirectly allowing them to escape accountability of their actions. Furthermore, knowing the dark aspects of an artist's life can taint the enjoyment and appreciation of their work, making it difficult to separate the two. As we navigate this complex issue, it is crucial to recognize the impact that these revelations have on victims and society as a whole. The Me Too movement has highlighted the prevalence of sexual misconduct and the importance of believing and supporting survivors. Balancing this with our appreciation for art and culture requires thoughtful consideration and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Ultimately, the decision to separate art from the artist is deeply personal and varies from individual to individual. Some may find it possible to appreciate a work of art while condemning the artist's actions, while others may find it impossible to disentangle the two. The key is to engage in open, honest discussions and to make choices that align with our values and principles. To be honest, the question of whether we should separate art from the artist is complex and multifaceted, particularly in the context of authors accused of sexual assault. It challenges us to reflect on our values, the role art plays in our lives, and the ways in which we hold artists accountable for their actions. While I may not have the answer to this question today as to, in which category I fall, I do know that I don't want to be quick to dismiss someone's life's work based on allegations made by a little known podcast. I'd love to know what you think about this. Do let me know your views in the comment section below.